Hi friends, it's Andrea. I'm here today with another episode of the Sewspire Variety Show. I'm really happy we can spend a little bit of time together. We're going to be sewing. I came across this fabulous pattern this week thanks to my friends over at Studio 365. This is a triple zipper pouch. It is designed by Owl Be Sewing. I'll link to the fabulous tutorial down in the notes for you. We're going to make a variation of this bag together. I thought it might be fun to mix it up and simplify it just a bit, although it really is so easy and so fun to sew. So I hope you'll make one of each. In the one that we're going to make together, we're going to incorporate two side handles, one on each end, and then we are going to skip boxing the corners and quilting this to really simplify it. I think there's still a lot of room to add details and customize this project. So I'll be really excited to hear your ideas. So make sure you leave me a comment down below after you see how it comes together. And let me know if you've made anything similar. Then in addition to that, I got a huge fabric haul in this week. I ordered a bunch of half-yard cuts so I could restock my stash before official sewing season begins here in September. So we're going to have a look at the fabric that I selected. I'll tell you the names of the patterns and the collections and the designers in case you see something you like. And that's what I have planned for us today. So if that sounds good to you, do me a huge favor and give the video a thumbs up and we'll jump right in. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this gorgeous fabric, which I ordered from hawthornthreads.com. I was in the mood to refresh my collection, so I went a little bit crazy. But you know, when you're shopping for fabric online, it's sometimes hard to get a true feel for the colors. Ooh, I literally have chills. This is so much fun. And this is the largest fabric order I have placed in many years. Oh my gosh, beautiful. So I'm going to go through each print and hopefully be able to tell you at least the name of the designer. So this particular print is Flower Fields, and that is by Art Gallery Fabrics. And these are all going to be from the Flower Fields collection, which is Maureen Cockrell Art Gallery Fabrics. So what I did was order half-yard bundles. So we're going to get a look at all the fabrics in the Flower Fields collection. So pretty. The Art Gallery fabrics are known for their feel. They're really soft and lovely. Kind of like a silky sateen feel. But they are quilt weight cottons. This print is fun. Isn't that neat? Really cute. And I just want to make sure we're still in the same collection, because this is changing a bit. Yep, this is still the Flower Fields. Beautiful. I really like this one too. Gorgeous, gorgeous. This would make a stunning quilt. We're getting ready to start the third session of the Friendship Circle, and I'm going to have a lot of fun choices for this quilt that we're going to make. We're actually voting on the pattern. It's going to be a free quilt from Jordan Fabrics, so I'll be sure to share the selection with you, and even if you don't join the Friendship Circle, you can consider making one for yourself. Love this one. Okay, now we are in a different collection. So this bundle here was all of the half-yard cuts from Flower Fields. And this one here is Bloomology by Monica Forsberg for Anna Maria Conservatory. Gorgeous. I didn't realize that I actually had ordered some Anna Maria fabric. Love. Ooh, then this one looks like her style. Really pretty. This is one of my favorite things, to get a big stack of fabric. I used to get orders like this when I was making custom bags, and I actually really miss receiving this much gorgeous fabric at one time. So this is all for me and you too, because we're going to sew with it together. But wow, this is a really wild print. Fun, fun, fun. Kind of got like a vintage vibe to it. And then I'm guessing we're in a new bundle here. Let's see if we can find some salvage. This is Robert Kaufman, and it is Lotus and Koi. And the salvage on this is art in and of itself. Wow. This also would make a stunning quilt. Oh, so, so pretty. This kind of reminds me of the Impressionist art. Oh, so beautiful. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to open this one up for you. Wow. This is almost too pretty to use. Really stunning. Oh my gosh. It's been a long time since I have come across fabric that I really was taken aback by its beauty. And this would absolutely be in that category. I am considering ordering another bundle of this just to save and not use. Wow. The colors are so vibrant and the artwork is phenomenal. Really pretty. That's my favorite so far. Let me know which collection is your favorite. Oh, this is also really beautiful. I think this is all part of the same collection. But let me just double check. Yes, it is. So excited to work with this fabric. Okay, this definitely looks like a different collection. Let's see. It's not. It's all part of the same. Oh, fun. Okay, now surely we're in a different collection because it's stacked differently. Let's see here. This is some more art gallery. It's Abode, excuse me, by Maureen Cockrell for Art Gallery Fabrics. And it's absolutely lovely. This print is really interesting. I like that a lot. And let's see which collection this is part of. This is also Art Gallery Fabrics, Maureen Cockrell, but I don't know that it is associated with a specific collection. Oh, vibrant green. This one's really fun. This is gorgeous. So pretty. And this is apparently all part of that Abode collection. Very nice. Okay, then we have some more art gallery. And this is Jessica Swift, and the collection is called Sunrise Sunset. How fun is that? Love this print. Really fun. The little dogs howling at the moon. This one's cute too. It says, "Today is a good day. Believe in magic." Tell me what you think of this. A big, beautiful bundle of fabric. It's approximately 35 yards of fabric in total, and it is quite the haul. Okay, friends, now that I've had a chance to make 2 of those triple zipper pouches, I have some ideas as to how we can simplify and modify the project. So we're going to make one together. I'm going to go ahead and put all the pattern pieces and measurements that you'll need to pre-cut down in the notes for you. So just follow the link there to download your PDF with the pattern measurements. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started right away. The first step is to attach your product label to the exterior. I attach mine 2 inches down at center. This exterior piece of faux cow vinyl is backed with a like-size piece of Annie's Soft and Stable. The next step is to prep our little zipper sandwiches. So I'm going to take one of my 2 zipper tops, and those are also backed with the Annie's Soft and Stable, and I'm going to position that right side up on my table. I'm going to take one of my 14-inch cuts of zipper and center that right along that top edge. You want everything aligned at the top. I'm going to take one of my 6 interior panels and position that right side facing down on my zipper. Then I'm going to take just a couple clips and put those one at each end to keep all the pieces of my zipper sandwich aligned. Then I'm going to head on over to the sewing machine and stitch using a 1/4 inch seam allowance right down that zipper sandwich to secure all the layers. And now when I fold back that lining and that exterior fabric so that just the zipper is exposed on the remaining side, I can go ahead and top stitch to hold those layers in place. So now I'm top stitching along that left hand side, securing that top piece of the faux cow hide, my foam, my zipper, and my interior lining. that's what that looks like. Now I'm going to repeat that process. I'm going to take my remaining zipper panel and I'm going to position that right side up on my table. I'm going to take this zipper that I just worked with and I'm going to position that right side facing down, centering that. And then I'm going to take one more of my lining panels and position that right side facing down on top of that to create that second zipper sandwich. I'm just using the clips at the end to hold everything together so I can bring this up on the machine deck using a 1/4 inch and stitch right down that right hand side. Now I'm going to turn that so the zipper teeth are face up. I have my 2 lining pieces right side facing down, and I'm going to top stitch along the opposite edge to tack down that top exterior panel and that lining. Now I'm going to pick up that panel so that the lining pieces fall forward, and I'm just working with one of those top faux cow pieces. I'm going to have that right side facing up on my table. I'm going to take my second zipper, position that on there, right side's facing, teeth down. I'm going to take my third lining panel, position that on there, right side's facing to create another zipper sandwich. I'm aligning those with the previous zipper sandwiches on the sides there so everything's nice and even. And then I'm going to stitch down that zipper sandwich to attach all of those layers, sticking with that same 1/4 inch seam allowance. And then I will peel back that lining panel and fold that down so that I can once again top stitch those layers. And so now I have 1, 2, 3 lining panels attached, and I want to work with this opposite edge where we'll attach the remaining zippers, so get everything to fall forward. And then with that faux cow leather facing up, I want to take my zipper and position that with the teeth facing down. Taking another one of my lining panels, position that on top with the fabric facing down. And then I'm going to stitch down that edge to secure that zipper sandwich. And now I want to do the same thing, get all those layers to cascade down so I can top stitch. So if you're looking at this from the back, I have the 3 zippers, 1, 2, 3, 4 lining panels attached. So now I want to do the same thing, but I'm going to be incorporating this exterior panel. So the exterior panel will be right sides facing up on the table. One of the free ends of the zipper is going to go right sides facing down, centered on there. One of the lining pieces is going to come on top of that, right sides facing down. And then I will stitch using the 1/4 inch all the way down that right hand edge to secure those layers of my zipper sandwich. And then I can do the same thing, let everything cascade down there. So the larger exterior panel is towards the top. And then I'll fold back that new addition to the interior so that I can top stitch that into place. Okay, and now we just have one more set of zipper sandwiches to make. So I have my remaining free edge of the exterior towards the top here, and I want to bring up that bottom panel with my free zipper there and align those teeth right sides facing down. I'm going to take my last interior panel and position that right sides facing down on top of this. Take care to align everything. Clip at the ends and center to hold that in place until you can get it up on the machine deck. And then stitch right down that right hand side of that final zipper sandwich. And then now is when you can go ahead and unzip that end that you just attached the fabric to, so you can fold back that lining and top stitch. And this is what I have now. There's across the back and the front. So it's looking really good. The next step is to go ahead and thread on the zipper pulls. So the wider mouth of the zipper is what you feed the zipper teeth through. And I like to zip down to the end and then come back up. Be careful not to get your lining panels caught in there. About 3/4 of the way. Okay, so I have all 3 of my zipper pulls on, and those are about 3/4 of the way unzipped. So I'm going to now turn this back inside out, and then just working with the lining panels 2 at a time, I'm going to pair those up so the right sides are facing and stitch across the bottom edges of those using 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. The center base is going to have a opening to turn this. So I'm just going to stitch in a couple inches from each side, and I'm going to back stitch well to make sure when I turn this, it does not accidentally break those stitches. So again, just this center panel has an opening, and mine is 5 inches. I can fit my hand in there, and I have back stitched at the beginning and the end to reinforce that. And then the third panel on the opposite side, you can stitch all the way across the base of that. And now working one lining at a time, you want to stitch up the sides. So you're going to push those zipper teeth forward and out of the way and get as close as you can to that zipper. Same 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. And I find I can get about 3/8 of an inch up to the zipper. Okay, so I have sealed up all 3 of the interior linings. In the inspirational video, she has you go ahead and box the corners of all 3 interior liners using 1.5 inch notches. I do not think it's necessary to box the corners on these. These linings are generously cut, and will just take the shape of the contents. Because I'm using the foam on the exterior, the bag has plenty of stability. So you can save a step here and not box those linings. So the next step here is to center the zippers so you have an equal amount of distance from each zipper edge to the edge of your project. So that works out to be 2.5 inches on each side. Now this is where you want to make sure you don't get any wrinkles in your fabric. So go ahead and clip or pin very well on these edges, and you could just scooch the linings out of the way. They're not going to be part of this next stitching process. And then once you have that clip, double check measuring from the edge of that zipper to the edge of your foam that is even on both sides and approximately 2.5 inches. Then you're going to pull back those linings, and you should see a little triangle there over each zipper when you pull back that lining. I'll hold this up close for you so you can see. When you pull that back, see how it creates that little triangle? You're going to be stitching using 3/8 of an inch right across all of those zippers. And you should be coming very close to the point of that triangle. That is the area where we can no longer stitch when we were sealing up those interiors. And then you want to repeat that process on the opposite side. Okay, now I have successfully captured those layers. I just want to double check both sides that everything is captured in that seam. And then I'm going to go ahead and trim this up to a 1/4 inch seam allowance, cutting off the excess material and zipper ends. And then I want to bring all of my linings together there and just kind of fold those out of the way so that I can just work with these 4 corners of my foam. Okay, so using a Sharpie marker, I have measured in 1.5 inches from that stitch line or seam allowance and up 1.5 inches. And I'm going to go ahead and cut on those lines that I made so that I can have really beautiful boxed corners. And those are my 4 corners notched out. Now before I box those, I want to craft my little handles that I'm going to stitch into those. So these are 3 by 6 inch cuts of fabric that will net you a 6 by 3/4 inch handle. So this faux cowhide does not press well, so I'm just going to have to finger press that to create a 4-ply strap. So I folded that in the center long ways and then brought those raw edges in on that center line. Now I'm just going to put this up on the machine deck and stitch down that open edge first and then the opposite edge using an 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. And you'll need 2 of those little handles. And now I'm going to insert those right through those flat corners there. And I want them to fall right on that zipper seam there. So you can't handle this too much because we just cut through that seam. So get one of the ends secure first. You're going to align it so that seam where the zippers are is right in the center, and that handle is situated right on top of that, and all your edges are nice and even. You can have just a smidgen of overhang, but then go ahead right across there using the 3/8 of an inch seam allowance and secure all of that. And then working with that same end, go ahead and find the loose end of that strap. Bring that up so it sits right on that zipper seam. I'm going to align those flat corners. And stitch across there using 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. Okay, and now one of your handles is attached and one side of your pouch has its box corners. Now we want to work on the other side there. So I'm going to begin by aligning those side seams. Then I'm going to tuck my handle down in there, leave a little overhang, and I want this handle hitting right at the center of that zipper seam. Make sure you captured all the layers in there, and then same thing, reach in, find that loose end of that handle. If you need to, you can reinforce that zipper seam because we did cut that, so there is a chance that it is coming undone. Find that loose edge of your handle. Bring it up so it falls at center on that seam. Line everything up and stitch right across there to secure. Make sure you have captured everything in that seam allowance. And then you can go ahead and through that center lining, turn everything right side out. It's so fun. This is really adorable. Oh my gosh. Okay, so then tuck your linings in on the right and left pouches and go ahead and zip those up. And I love the handles on this, that those zipper pulls can tuck underneath of the handle. Okay, now this center pouch still has a hole in it, so you want to tidy that up, poking out those corners, and then get that opening nice and flush and even. Tuck in any stray threads there, and then using 1/8 of an inch seam allowance, stitch that little opening closed. And I think it's helpful to reduce your stitch length to 2.5 so the stitches are smaller and sink into the fabric. Well, I hope you enjoyed this sewing project. I love this. I'm excited to make some more. I want to build a big stash of these and give them away as Christmas gifts. I'm really happy we could spend this time together in my new space. If you're curious where I am, be sure to check out last week's episode when I give you a little tour and tell you about the process that it took to get here. So I'll see you next Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time for another edition of the Sewspire Variety Show. I hope you all have a beautiful week, and until we meet again, please know the creative genius in me will be celebrating the creative genius in you. I'll see you in the next segment.